Today, we're going to go on a journey right into the heart of the data revolution, where, well, pretty much everything is becoming measurable. We're talking about our personalities, the value of a hot tub, even our entire existence, all of it being turned into a digital blueprint.
But let's kick things off with a question that sounds like it's been ripped straight out of a sci-fi movie, but I promise you it's very, very real. Could an AI just read your social media posts and actually know who you are?
Because, believe it or not, that's exactly where this whole idea of a digital blueprint really begins. It starts inside our own minds, with an AI's pretty shocking new ability to, well, read them. So check this out. This comes from a brand new study that is, frankly, mind-blowing. Researchers took thousands and thousands of Facebook status updates and just fed them to models like GPT-4. And what you're seeing here is that the more of your messages the AI reads, the better it gets at pegging your personality. And the results? They were startlingly accurate. It kind of suggests that our words are a much more open book than any of us probably thought. And here's the real kicker. The AI pulled this off using something called zero-shot learning. Now, what that means is that nobody ever sat down and taught it how to be a psychologist. Nope. It just processed so much human language from all over the internet that it kind of just figured it out. It spontaneously developed this ability to make these incredibly human-like judgments. So, just how accurate are we talking? Well, this chart really spells it out. You're looking at the correlation between the AI's best guess and what people actually said about themselves in personality tests. For traits like openness and extroversion, the correlation is seriously high. I mean, it's almost as good as models that were built specifically for this. It's like the AI is forming a first impression, just like a person would, but it's doing it at an unbelievable scale. Okay. So an AI can sketch out a personality profile from our messy, random digital chatter. But how does that stack up against the established, scientific way of mapping the mind? For decades, the gold standard for creating a cognitive blueprint has been the IQ test, specifically the full-scale IQ score, which comes from something called the Wechsler Intelligence Scale for Children. It's widely considered the most reliable map we have of a person's overall intellectual horsepower. It's formal, it's structured, it's the classic blueprint of the mind. And here's the crucial thing to understand. IQ isn't just one number. It's actually a composite score that's built from these 5 main areas. Each one dives deep into different cognitive skills, from how well you understand language to how you reason with shapes, all the way to your working memory and how fast you can process information. So you can see we have 2 completely different kinds of blueprints taking shape here. On one side, you've got the AI method. It's messy, it's informal, it's analyzing the random data of our digital lives. And on the other side, you've got the clinical method, precise, structured, and designed to measure very specific things. Both are trying to quantify the mind, but they're coming at it from completely opposite directions. All right, so we've got a messy blueprint and a clinical blueprint for the mind. But this drive to measure, this need to create a blueprint for everything, it doesn't just stop with our inner world. Oh no, it's expanding to quantify the physical world all around us in just as much stunning detail. Let's zoom in on a small business, okay? Like a glamping site. Data analysts can now tell you the exact dollar value of putting in specific features. You want to boost your average nightly rate by over 18%? Add a private hot tub. Want to jump up over 30%? Get a stargazing skylight. Suddenly, every single decision becomes a data-driven calculation. And what's really wild is how this logic just scales. We go from a single vacation rental to the economy of an entire state. This is an economic forecast for Texas, and it's using that same kind of data-driven precision to quantify everything from population growth to how many houses are being built. It's literally a blueprint for the economic future of millions of people. And to make that huge scale feel a little more real, just look at this one number. Analysts are projecting that the total personal income for everyone in Texas is going to go up by 4.9% in 2025. That is a digital blueprint for the wallets of millions. So we can quantify our minds. We can quantify our economies. What happens when you try to put it all together? Well, you get the ultimate expression of this whole trend, the creation of a complete digital twin of an actual person. This quote, it's from a document called the Project Manifesto, and it outlines a plan to do exactly that. This isn't some far-off idea, it's a scheduled event. This project is aiming to create a fully formed digital person, even giving him a name, Paul Houston, and a birthday. So how in the world do you build a digital person? You use their life as the source code. Every major event, a key moment back in 1982, a career change, all the different jobs, every single one of those things becomes another data point, another line of code to build the model. And yeah, this absolutely includes all those little digital breadcrumbs we leave behind every single day. Something as simple as a crypto portfolio, right? With its daily ups and downs, that's not just financial data anymore. In this context, it becomes another piece of the puzzle, another line of code that defines the history and maybe even the behavior of your digital double. Now, you have to understand, the goal here is absolutely key. This isn't about just making a backup of your photos and emails. The manifesto is crystal clear. The point is to create a trainable, cinematic model of a person, something you can feed into an AI studio so it can live and learn and interact. All of this brings us to one last and pretty heavy question. As we get better and better and better at creating these digital blueprints of, well, everything, what's left? What, if anything, can't be measured?
I mean, think about the journey we just took, right? We started by measuring personality just from our words. Then we moved to mapping intelligence with these super precise tests. Then we scaled up to quantifying the value of the entire world around us. And finally, we saw the attempt to just synthesize all of it into a digital twin.
Which leaves us with this final thought to chew on. If we can actually create a perfect, measurable, trainable digital copy of a person from the data of their life, what does that say about the original? What is it about you or me that just can't be captured in the blueprint?